To learn of the future, we might look to the past. The only other fatal accident involving American astronauts occurred 19 years ago this week. And at that time, it took the space program almost 2 years to recover. The talk today is it might be at least as long as that following the Challenger catastrophe. NBC's Robert Hager in Washington looks at what's at stake now.
Tom, the full extent of delays to the space program will depend on how long it takes to find out what went wrong with the shuttle and how long it takes to overcome those problems. But a lot of plans are in trouble.
Endangered, the May flight of the spacecraft Galileo, to be carried aloft by a shuttle and launched on a flyby of Jupiter. The planet won't be close enough for another try until 1987. Endangered, the flight of a similar spacecraft called Ulysses, built to send back pictures of as yet unseen areas of the sun. Endangered, a permanent orbiting space telescope, which was to be launched from a shuttle in September. Endangered, military projects, intelligence-gathering satellites called Teal Ruby, KH-12, and DSP. Marcia Smith of the National Commission on Space thinks all shuttle flights could be delayed a year.
I would hope it would not be as long as 18 months, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were 12.
As for long-range projects, setbacks, some say, Star Wars, the Strategic Defense Initiative. A big part of the shuttle's mission is to develop technology for putting the military in space. Setback, some say, research on a permanent manned space station to be orbited in the 1990s. Some suggest today the emphasis could now shift back to unmanned flights. Scientist Carl Sagan.
I think if the objective is to find out about other planets or the moon or the universe at large, then it is much more cost-effective to do it with robots than with people.
Duke University's Alex Rowland.
Manned spaceflight is needlessly expensive in many of the instances in which we've been using it, and we could use that money to do more and better with machines in space.
But a big switch to unmanned missions would mean reviving NASA's abandoned Scout and Delta rocket programs, and some believe that's too late, that it would cost more time and money than sticking with manned flight. The Jet Propulsion Laboratory's Lou Allen.
We are a part of the manned program. We are dependent upon the manned program, and we are relying upon the shuttle for all of our future launches.
As for civilians in space, people like journalists and teachers, Senator John Glenn said today that he thinks that would be a mistake now for the near future. Tom?
Thanks, Bob. You'll remember that the unmanned Voyager 2's close encounter with Uranus resulted in the discovery of 10 new moons around that planet. Well, there was a suggestion today that 7 of them be named for the astronauts killed aboard Challenger. That suggestion came from Representative Bill Nelson of Florida, a crew member aboard the shuttle Columbia earlier this month.